Hey, what's good, guys? Welcome back to One with Life. Today we're talking about fasting. What is it, and why should you care? Fasting is a process through which we give the metabolism space to fully activate, give the stomach and colon time to evacuate, and allow the body's natural healing processes to occur. It is the simple act of not eating. Fasting is basically like skipping a trip to the grocery store when you're trying to clean out the refrigerator. It's actually the most natural and absolute most effective healing process. In fact, it's the one thing that all major religions agree upon. Benefits of fasting. Obviously, weight loss. Through fasting, you can help prevent heart disease, liver disease, diabetes, and even cancer. This works at a cellular level because when you start fasting, your body goes into a state called autophagy. Now, when autophagy occurs, your body starts cleaning out old dead cells. So like cancer cells, cells that are in your heart or liver or wherever in your body that just aren't doing their job properly anymore. When you fast, your strong, healthy cells will begin to recycle those old dead cells for energy. And at the same time, clean out all the other toxins and pathogens and things that you don't want in your body. So these up here on the left are physical benefits, well, things that you can prevent. And down here on the right, we have mental benefits, things that you can gain, such as mood stabilization, mental clarity, and in general, just laser sharp focus and an abundance of energy. I know for me personally, this is like the biggest draw for fasting. I'm just able to work for so long without getting distracted or feel tired or lethargic or anything like that. So the question you're probably asking at this point is, can I do this? And the answer is an unequivocal, yes, you can. You see, you're actually not really that hungry. You're just addicted to eating. By this, I mean that your body is in no way, shape, or form starving. It's just that you're mentally so used to eating that you're just in the pattern of it. The reason you're addicted to eating is because your body is currently using carbohydrates as fuel instead of using fat. When the body runs off carbohydrates, this is a process called glycosis. And when it runs off fat, this is called ketosis. Now, this is a key point because in the average healthy person, we have about 17,000 calories of stored carbohydrates in our body, but we have about 70,000 calories of fat stored in the body. When we fast, our body makes a metabolic shift from glycosis to ketosis. This is key because when that happens, we stop relying on the intake of carbohydrates for fuel and begin using our stored fat to run our bodies. This is crazy because when we're in a state of glycosis and we're using carbohydrates to fuel our body, it's basically like driving around a diesel truck with a bunch of petroleum in the back. We're carrying around all this fuel that we're not even using because our engine runs off a different type of fuel. Likewise, we're carrying around all of this body fat, but our body's not even using it as energy, it's just storing it because we're continuously feeding ourselves more and more carbohydrates, and the body's like, oh, well, we have more of these, like, let's just keep using this and we'll save the fat for winter, for hibernation. So there's a lot of different kinds of fasts. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims will fast from sunup to sundown to practice spiritual devotion. Buddhists will fast for one whole day per month or even one whole week per year in order to increase their mental clarity and sharpen their attention. People all over the world do water fasts or juiced fasts in order to flush toxins out of their body and help lose weight. But the new most exciting form of fasting is called intermittent fasting. It's non-religious, you get all the benefits of fasting, and it's a lot less extreme. How to practice intermittent fasting. So the first thing you need to do is scrap the old model of breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 meals a day, snacking in between. Now you need to adopt a model of feeding time versus fasting time. So most of us on a traditional diet right now are working on 16 to 8. And these numbers are in hours. So what this means is 16 hours of the day you're eating and 8 hours of the day you're fasting. So this is typical of most Americans because they'll wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, go to work all day, have a break for lunch, maybe eat a snack when they get home, and then eat shortly before bed, then go to sleep and have 8 hours of fast when they're actually just asleep the whole time. This is not optimal for digestion. So from here, you'll want to transfer into 12 to 12. So you'll have 12 hours of feeding time and 12 hours of fasting time. This can be easily achieved by simply skipping breakfast. We'll talk more about that in the next slide. After you've mastered a 12-12 split, you're going to want to shift into an 8-hour feeding window, 16-hour fasting window. So this is basically like wake up, skip breakfast, eat lunch around 10 a.m., go about your day, eat dinner around 6 p.m., and then have nothing after that until lunch again the next day. This is a pretty solid and sustainable way to practice intermittent fasting, and a lot of people are doing this right now with great results. But if you want to take it one step further, you can shift into a 4-20 schedule, where 4 hours of the day you're feeding and 20 hours of the day you're fasting. So this would be like wait until noon to eat lunch, and then eat dinner before 4 p.m. So you're only eating between noon and 4. Or you could even just eat one meal a day. The specifics all depend on your goals and your body, and you'll have to figure this out for yourself. But the important thing here is to give your body more time to metabolize. Give your body a chance to go into that fasted state and begin to clear out some of the gunk and toxins that are inside your body now. And here's a fun fact. Did you ever think about how breakfast is really just break fast? Yeah, I know. Going 16 hours every day without eating? This sounds crazy. But really you have to think, who is telling you that this sounds crazy? It's this guy right here. It's the part of you that's addicted to sugar, addicted to carbohydrates, and in the pattern of eating all the time. Really ask yourself, would it be so crazy to go 16 hours a day without eating? I mean, certainly you've done it in the past, right? But you shouldn't let me influence you, just like you shouldn't let this guy influence you. You should try it out for yourself and make your own decisions. But do keep in mind, people have been fasting for thousands of years. There will be an initial discomfort as your body adjusts, but you will be okay. Ultimately, it comes down to what you really want and what are you willing to sacrifice to get it. Would you sacrifice a week of discomfort for a better physique? Would you sacrifice your traditional ways of eating for improved health? Would you sacrifice your favorite snack for more mental clarity? The choice is yours. In today's video, we talked about what fasting is. Fasting is the process of not eating so that your body can clean itself out. We also talked about the benefits of fasting, including weight loss by making a metabolic switch from glycosis to ketosis and fueling our bodies with our accumulated body fat instead of constantly needing new carbohydrates for energy. We talked about how fasting can reduce your chances of getting cancer or diabetes by inhibiting the growth of malignant cells and decreasing your insulin resistance. We also talked about how fasting can grant you general serenity by flushing out toxins in your body and brain. Lastly, we talked about different types of fast, namely intermittent fasting, which is when you assign a certain portion of the day, such as 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for eating, and then have the entire rest of the day as fasting time. During this fasting time, you don't eat, and you give your metabolism a chance to really balance everything that's going on inside your body and recycle old cells and garbage that it no longer needs. So yeah, that's my third video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel, subscribing, hitting like, etc., etc., etc. We're gonna do new videos every Saturday for the rest of 2020, the rest of 2021, and maybe the rest of my entire life. So if there's anything you'd like to see a video on, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace!